Welcome back to the archives, traveler. Some traps are patient. They do not rush. They do not announce themselves. They wait. They watch. And when you finally cross the threshold, they close. The quartet stepped into the central hall. Behind them, the 20 soldiers of the escort followed. The hall was vast. Stone pillars rose like ancient trees. The ceiling disappeared into shadow. And ahead, standing in perfect formation, were 60 soldiers, silent, motionless, staring. Kaelister's hand moved to his sword. Something felt wrong. Valory scanned the hall. Her eyes narrowed. This doesn't feel right. Tharok inhaled sharply. What is that smell? Decay, rot, and something else. Sweet, cloying, silk. Lear's gaze swept the formation. Where is everyone? And then, behind them, a sound. The door slammed shut. The hall trembled, and the illusion shattered. The 60 soldiers convulsed, their bodies jerked, spasmed, armor cracked, and then from within, the spiders came. Tiny ones pouring from noses and ears, small ones crawling out of mouths, medium-sized, bursting from eye sockets and splitting through throats. Thousands. The bodies collapsed, hollowed out husks. They had been dead for days, weeks, filled with spiders, puppeted, controlled. And now the nest was breaking open. The floor writhed, the swarm poured forth. The quartet spun, scanning the hall. Webs everywhere. Thick strands stretched across the ceiling. Gossamer threads clung to the pillars. Sheets of silk hung from the walls like curtains. And suspended throughout the hall, hanging like grotesque ornaments, were cocoons. Hundreds of them, man-sized, wrapped in layers of white silk. Some bulged, some twitched. The silent, aberrant company's 50,000 soldiers had not vanished. They were here, cocooned, hanging, waiting to be devoured. The grand hall was not a command center. It was a feeding ground. Valory's bow flared to life. An arrow of light formed, blazing with Sylmara's tear. Lear's hands crackled with arcane energy. Fire and lightning danced between his fingers. Tharok raised his glaive. Uriel's verdict burned cold blue. Kaelister drew his sword. The twin aegis pulsed beneath his gloves. The escort soldiers drew weapons, torches, oil flasks, steel, and the spiders swarmed. Valory fired. The arrow blazed across the hall, splitting into a dozen shafts of light. Each one struck a cluster of spiders, burning them to ash. She did not stop. Arrow after arrow, her Nirn reserves flowed. The bow sang. Lear raised both hands. Burn! A firestorm erupted. Flames roared across the floor, consuming hundreds of spiders in a wave of heat and light. Tharok swung his glaive in wide arcs. The cold blue fire cut through the swarm, freezing and shattering chitinous bodies. Kaelister moved like a blade's edge. His blade flashed. Spiders fell in pieces. The escort soldiers fought with desperation. Torches swung, oil splashed and ignited. Flames spread, but the spiders kept coming. From the walls, from the ceiling, from the cocoons. A soldier screamed. Webs lashed out, wrapping around his legs. He was dragged backward, pulled into the shadows. His comrades grabbed him, pulled, but the silk was too strong. He vanished into the darkness, his screams cut off. Another soldier fell, swarmed, covered, dragged into a cocoon and wrapped alive. The escort party was being torn apart. And then, movement. Above, something shifted on the ceiling. The quartet looked up. The shadows rippled. The stone itself seemed to move. And then, the camouflage broke. She had been there the entire time. Syllara the Velvet Trap descended. Her humanoid torso was clad in black chitinous armor, elegant and deadly. Long black hair flowed behind her. Horns curved from her head. Her eyes glowed orange like embers. Her lower body was a spider's, 6 massive legs, each ending in a razor-sharp point. Red silk trailed from her like living flame. She moved with terrifying grace, beautiful, horrific. She touched down in the center of the hall, and she smiled. "Finally," she said, her voice silk and venom, "the main course is here." And then she attacked.
She moved like liquid shadow, faster than anything they had faced. A leg lashed out. Kaelister blocked with his blade. The impact drove him back. Webs shot from her hands. Lear dodged, rolled, fired a bolt of lightning. It struck her armor and dispersed. Valory fired 3 arrows in rapid succession. Syllara twisted, deflected 2 with her legs, caught the 3rd in her hand and crushed it. Tharok charged. His glaive swept low. She leapt, vaulted over him, landed behind and kicked him forward with 1 massive leg. The spiders swarmed in coordinated waves. Syllara directed them with gestures. They attacked in patterns, flanking, overwhelming. The escort soldiers fell one by one, dragged into webs, cocooned alive, screaming. The quartet fought desperately. Valory's arrows blazed, Lear's spells exploded, Tharok's glaive carved arcs of cold fire, Kaelister's blade flashed. But Syllara was fast, graceful, deadly. She did not speak again. She did not need to. The battle raged, just chaos, fire, silk, screams. The archives record this as a moment of desperation. The quartet had faced sovereigns before, Malzareth, Voragath, Thalrexis, but Syllara was different. She did not announce herself. She did not boast. She did not wait. She hunted. The grand hall burned. The escort party fell. The cocoons hung like warnings, and Syllara moved through it all like a dancer in silk and shadow. The battle was not over, but the quartet was running out of time. The archives are now closed.